Hey, I thought you guys were dead. I guess not anymore. I'm back, motherfucker. Hey, bub.
I won't ride the wait. You fuck out my face.
Watch this.
But I always thought Hugh Jackman was perfect. Even if it wasn't comic book accurate, like the minute he growled, the minute he'd be upset, I never doubted. I was like, yo, this reminds me of the Fox X-Men animated series a little bit. Just the way his mannerisms were. But I can understand, like, seeing that, because you were probably more in the comics than I was when in the year 2000 I was, and I'm not even trying to make an old joke here. In the year 2000 I was 10. I was barely looking at comic books. I was just watching the television show. So, I mean, I knew he was short from the television show, but his anger kind of matched it a little bit, in my opinion.
Well, dude, and it's like, the whole, like, being old thing, that's all right. I'm all right with it. If anything, it breeds experience, and it means I'm actually more like Wolverine than you. I'm cool with that.
I mean, I think we're both a little bit like, as much as I clown you for your age, you don't look your age, and I get the same myself. I just turned 31, and people still like, hey, are you old enough to drink that, young man? You look 18.
So
Robert Downey Jr. is promoting whatever he's promoting, and Hugh Jackman is promoting whoever they're promoting, and every time they go out, hey, are you going to be returning as Iron Man? Hey, are you going to be returning as Wolverine? And it's going to happen until they're about 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we need to leave these guys alone? Especially Hugh Jackman.
Yes. Good talk. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. No, 100%, dude. I thought about this. We talked about this idea for a topic, and I was thinking, like, what we like about things? We like things because they're fleeting. Like, every experience that you have, you like it because it happens at this moment, and then it's gone, and you can look back at it fondly, right?
Right.
But it seems like nowadays fandom we just think because we want it before that we're going to want it forever. And our conversation about Star Wars couldn't be more prescient, because you see what happens when they just open up the faucet and don't shut it off. And it's like, eventually you think you want it until you just don't want it anymore.
Yeah, for sure. And at the same time, like, if you are a fan of these movies, like hardcore Wolverine fan, hardcore MCU fan, what would be the point of bringing these guys back? What would be the point? Like, we had all these emotional attachments. They had, like, an epic death that was, especially Wolverine's Oscar winning. I don't understand. What would be the point of shooting us right there in the gut just to resurrect us like Jesus? I don't understand. Why would you even want that? I don't know. It just kind of seems insulting on everybody's intelligence, the writer's intelligence, the actor's intelligence.
Yeah, dude. It's like, when you talk about these two in particular, it's because they are the two that are most synonymous with the character. The actor and the character are the most, like, synonymous and intertwined with each other. Like, can you think of any more beloved comic book hero that's attached to a character, to an actor? Maybe we could start to say Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, but dude, he does not have the longevity of these other dudes who were, like, doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, well, no, Hugh Jackman was 17, and that's unheard of. Yeah, that's unheard of. But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was doing it for 10 years. But, like,
holy shit, man, 17 years.
And you got to think of these as human beings, man. Like, Hugh Jackman, I'm not calling the guy old. He is, I think, 51 years old. That's not.
You're gonna call me old? That's cool.
Nah, you guys are the same age. Anyways, nah, he's not. I think, honestly, if I was to make a real judgment call, he could probably do 2 more movies. But at the end of the day, that's just logically, I think he could do it. Should he do it? No, because Disney just inquired these X-Men movies. He's gonna be required to do what, like 10 of them?
Yeah, they're not letting him have just one, for sure.
No, exactly. Especially Wolverine, such a character like that. No. So, yeah, he's not going to be able to do this for another 17 years, man. Think logically, like, on the man's health. If you care about the actor, and if you want a good portrayal of this character, recast him, man. In Iron Man, just let him stay die.
Danny DeVito in there.
That'd be perfect, man. That's the height that we need, man. And his anger's pretty epic.
Oh man, I've heard that fan casting before. You know, like when you talk about that conversation, there's some really interesting ideas to kick around for each of them. But yeah, man, it's like I can't take away from their legacy. I don't want to pretend like what they didn't do was extremely meaningful to fans, to casual moviegoers, to everybody. Yeah. Like, we all saw it, we felt it, we experienced it. And when you bring them back, and you already said it, dude, when you bring them back, you cheapen the whole experience. It's like they had these beautiful story arcs that were wrapped up in a bow and just like, here, this is the best you can do for these characters. And now we're gonna the minute you bring him back, it just completely invalidates everything that happened before. And granted, they have had a perfect opportunity to set up a retcon to where either you can go into the time traveling in Infinity War, or the time travel, or excuse me, in Endgame, or you can go to the time traveling in Days of Future Past. And yeah, it would work in canon, but it would still be bullshit.
A lot of the MCU is going to be affected by things previously done by Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, because we saw that in Spider-Man Far From Home a little bit. Like, his villain was somebody that was associated with Tony Stark. I think a lot of things is going to continue to use Stark tech. I think a lot of these people, oh, hey, I knew Tony Stark, oh, hi, and stuff like that. So he's technically not dead. His legacy will live on. But, like, let's just keep the guy dead, too. Like, you know, I don't know. I think Robert Downey Jr. is the only one that's kind of hinted that he might come back if the check is well. Hugh pretty much just said no. I'm going to leave at the high right there, kind of like Jerry Seinfeld did with Seinfeld. Yeah. But I think Rob's thinking the same thing, but he's not being as forward as Hugh is. And
it's not as if Marvel doesn't already have a bad reputation for not killing people. Like,
hey, would you like to see a movie with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man just doing a movie together, like in hell or heaven, wherever they are? Just like, I wish they would stop asking if we would come back. just talking.
Yes, yeah, get real meta with it. 100%. You know, like, there's got to be a price on it. Like, at some dollar amount, you gotta just say, you know, screw my integrity, I'm coming back for the sequel. And when you're richer than God, like, dude, how many millions and millions of dollars have those dudes made off these movies? Like, what would be your number at this point?
If I was in their shoes?
Sure.
Damn. I mean, you asking a broke man to give you some numbers.
Yeah, do it for $50 right now.
I'll do it for $50 right now. Anyways, no, if that was Robert Downey Jr., which he was obviously getting paid more, I think he was getting paid more than Hugh Jackman and anybody in the MCU. If I was, you'd have to double whatever the highest he ever got, just to see if Disney has the balls to do it.
Yeah, that's actually a really good call.
And as for Hugh Jackman, I'd be like, whatever Downey, whatever you were paying Downey, double it. So same answer.
In a different way, when I was 10 years old, I bought Jim Lee's issue 1 of the relaunch of X-Men. I think it was a Chris Claremont run. Mm-hmm. And I know it makes me sound like a simp because everybody's favorite X-Man is Wolverine or
He's
whatever.
Mine,
like,
absolutely.
I always loved Wolverine, dude. I thought he was so cool. And so it's kind of interesting to see Hugh Jackman play that character.
Well, no, you're right. He wasn't really comic book accurate. You know, he was like 5 feet taller than what the comic book says he was, like 4'9" or 5'1". I don't know.
And how did that make you feel?
I mean, yeah, there we go. I'm a short guy. Yeah, that's probably why he's one of my favorite. We're on the same level. I love Wolverine because we see eye to eye, literally.
There you go. Yeah, so, absolutely, dude. I know that we went and watched the original X-Men the other day, and I can remember distinctly being in the movie theater and looking at Hugh Jackman and being like, that does not fit with my headcanon at all. I don't like this. And then when Sabretooth showed up and he like had the big crazy eyebrows and the big fur coat and like he didn't really talk, I was like, that does not fit in my headcanon. So I had like a really hard time with those original X-Men movies. And then years later, it's like, dude, Hugh Jackman is the shit, bro, because of that role.
Yeah, it wasn't Sabretooth looked like a live action version of Cousin It, like with teeth.
Yes.
He was just all fur.
He had those Cara Delevingne eyebrows, bro. They were thick. You know, if we could get an iteration of Wolverine that's wearing those fucking crazy, like horn face mask thing
Yellow
in the next
spandex.
movie. Yes, yes, exactly. All that shit, I'm all for it. I want to see them go full on comic book accurate. Give me the Wolverine that I've always been wanting so that I can look at it on screen and be like, I really didn't realize this is what it was going to end up like.
Hey, 1 to 10, how much do you think the outrage is going to be when they recast him?
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
My estimation, it would be like a really fever-pitched 8.5, right?
Yeah. And it sucks, too, because, like, no matter how good this person is, he could probably do a better job than Hugh Jackman. They're going to hate him before they even say action.
Yeah.
I feel bad for whoever's filling those shoes. I do think they need to recast Wolverine just for the X-Men in the MCU, but I think they should just let Iron Man be dead. Though. No need to recast him if they're gonna keep this timeline. Now, if they're going to like reboot the whole MCU years from now when we're dead, yeah, recast him. But like right now, if you're keeping this MCU timeline going, don't even worry about